So what was the judgment of the
Okay, the first one was that she should apologize to the court and two national ladies on content of court on her Facebook post. And the second one was that she should be recalled, that the suspension was excessive, that she should be recalled, even though she was supposed to speak. She was not supposed to speak from the scene that was allocated to her. Like that. It's not like it's reacting nice.
Okay, I think I'm going to start this by saying that this injustice shall not be sustained, in the words of Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaga. First of all, this morning coming to the court, the case was different from what we've seen before. People were stopped at the gate. It took a lot for them to even allow some of us to come inside. And of course, I wasn't inside the court. But from what you've heard the judgment. Well, I don't have issues with the court saying that the apology should be made to them. Well, the court has a right to do that as long as the apology is not to the Senate. Well, that's it. But on the other issue, where the judgment is that the Senate should recall her, how does that work? The Senate has done something that is illegal. The Senate has done something that is against the law and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What the judge needed to do is to say that they have done the wrong thing and tell her to resume office so that she will go there and resume, not put her again at the mercy of the people who have been unjust against her. We take these things lightly in this country. We think it doesn't matter. I think the judiciary should sit down and look at itself and ask itself, why has it become the willing tool, the willing oppressive tool of corrupt politicians who think that they are more than other Nigerians and they can do whatever it is that they need to do? This is not justice. The court has the right to say the same Senate that refused to obey the courts when they were going to suspend her is the same Senate she's given the power, or the judgment is given power to, for them to recall her. How? When we have a justice, a court that has the capacity to be able to say that the injustice that has been done, that should not be sustained, that she should go back and resume. There is no way the Senate have the right to take away from the people of Kogi Central Senatorial Zone District the power that they gave someone to go and represent them. Let me end by also saying, and also quoting Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaga, that this injustice will not be sustained. And that in this country, we must get that country back where everybody will have a right. And the courts will be the last resort of the common man and not the plaything of corrupt politicians. Thank you.
We have to get our country back. We have to get our country back by everything we possibly can. This is the judgment. The judgment came out today. Natasha Akpoti defeating Senate President Godswill Akpabio in court. But the court carefully and, found a way to leave the calling back of Akpoti to the Senate in the hands of the Senate President. The destruction that our court system has played in the state of our nation today is alarming. This is the same judiciary system that passed recently when they made a ruling on the Labour Party Peter Obi obedient movement in terms of their leadership position. Made it so vague. And today, when you're passing judgment and you're saying it is illegal, right? Rather than just going straight forward and say it is illegal to suspend a democratically elected lawmaker by the Senate, you're saying that the Senate should call her back, not mandating the Senate to call her back. You can see a carefully crafted answer just to make sure that Akpabio doesn't look like he's lost. Now, for all of you wondering what was the outcome is that the court, they're still waiting for the final true, the CTC certified true copy of the ruling. But it appears to be that Natasha won. It also appears to be that the court has said to Natasha, because you send a satirical social media apology, take it down, or you're going to pay, and also you're going to pay 5 million naira to the court for disobeying the court. And this case, that's it. But rather than saying to Natasha Akpoti and then saying to the Senate, You don't have any right. You then leave Natasha in the hands of Akpabio again to recall her back, saying that they have a right to discipline their members. You can discipline your members. Nobody's saying you can't do that. Any Senate around the world you go to, I mean, last time you saw what happened in America, where Marjorie Taylor Greene was suspended, well, most of her official duties taken out of her representation. But she was still there to represent the people. But it just took her things they don't want her to do. They did the same thing for Jeremy Corbyn in the UK too as well. So you cannot take out somebody who has been voted in by people to represent them and say because you're a group of people that we're going to suspend you, and for X amount of months, those people have not had any national representation. When national discourses happen, that's against the Constitution. So our judiciary has become a willing tool in the hands of our politicians who have found a way to be very corrupt. They found a way to, manipulate the system with the help of the judiciary. And Aisha Yusufu was right. We have to get our country back. We must get our country back one way or another. We have to. We cannot be subject to politicians anymore. We have seen the damage they've done already. And we cannot let this thing continue. And our judiciary must wake up. If not, studying law and practicing law in Nigeria has become nonsense. It's futile. If already we all know what the outcome of the judgment is, why do we need to go to court then? Why do we need to go to court if we have to settle civil cases when we know what the outcome will be already before we go to court? Why do we need to go to court? So our judiciary is culpable in this criminality that's happening, and in our politicians who have now carried them along. But again, in summary, Natasha Akpoti defeated, whether or not the judiciary likes, whether or not the judge likes, the judiciary should have been very clear, plain, and saying, yes, she has to be recalled back. Because if you check in most of the other judgments that happened previously, in the cases where senators have been suspended by this same Akpabio, the judgment was that you don't have any right to suspend the senator, call them back. I mandated the Senate to call them back, and they resumed office. You cannot leave that vague line and say you should call them back. No, you shall call them back. You must call her back, rather. That's what should have happened, not a vague and then you want it to be nice and then leave it in the hands of the Senate president and the Senate leadership to say, oh, we're ready to call you back, come in, and then she must fall in line. That is rubbish. So I'm using this opportunity to tell all of you, if you want a better country, if you want a better work in Nigeria, make sure you lend your voice to the kind of change that you want to see in our country. If not, this trouble is not going to go anywhere at all. So leave your comments in the comment section, what you think about what has happened today and with this judgment, and also like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to recommend this channel to others. I'll catch up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.